definitely, especially coffee, the term is like everyone uses the term, but everyone has different definition.
Coffee, I think every industry, coffee's such a young industry, so there's
Yeah.
a lot of terms getting thrown around, like fair trade and direct trade. All these things that mean certain things to certain people, but at the end of the day, you just have to communicate to your research.
And yeah, about the name you're using for marketing and selling, the name is very important for like first impression, and deliver what you are doing in 1 or 2 words is very like it should be something powerful. I was listening the Green Coffee Summit. I heard this like naming is sometimes more important than what actually the product is, because that phrase came out during the fermentation process. There are lots of different processes. Historically known about the processing is wash natural honey. It was quite simple, and right now fermentation and the process, fermentation part and drying part they have different names, and there are lots of different names for processes, even though they are doing very similar process, but producers put the different name for the marketing. And can you kind of organize what is the processing name you are using for your green coffee?
From our standpoint, we go with what the farmers say. So if the farmer wants to call his coffee wash carbonic maceration, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't feel it's in my realm to start renaming things. So if they want it to be sold as whatever, then that's what we sell it as. When I first starting up coffee, light, medium, dark. We used to brew a light, medium, and dark every day. And so people are like, I want the light. So one day it's Kenya, the next day it's Java, they're drastically different coffees, but they were all light, so they're all the same. But now we've gone all into this geographic model where I need a Colombia, I need a Brazil, I need an Ethiopian always. But you might get a Colombian that tastes like a Kenyan, or you might get an Ethiopian that tastes like a Brazil or whatnot. So I think as a roaster, you have to understand what do you want your vision to be, how do you want your coffees to be perceived by clients. Once you figure out that, then take that information and fill it with coffees that are in it.
Yeah, because I've been through that process as a customer, so I try to make it more like customer-based information deliberation. Yeah, and I respect all like producers and importers, but I think those information is sometimes misguiding customers' expectation. I want to build up customers' expectation on coffee flavor, on my creation of labels.
Yeah, new ways of fermentations and different things. It's changing so fast, so it's hard for us to keep up as well. But at the end of the day, we know it's going to be tasty if we serve it. It's on our menu. It's tasty.
Yeah. For example, the Frank Torres, the coffee under the Vixia label, the Frank Torres Maracatura washed. So if I just see that text, maybe I have the completely different flavor profile I expect from that coffee. But actually, this coffee is more tastes like Kenyan coffee, and it is more like fruitier than what it looks like, right? So I think that's the really really good example, and one of the coffee that lots of customers are surprised how different it is.
Yeah, that's just the magic of that. It's a magical coffee.
Yeah, it's not just magical coffee.
It's just those are what still get me excited when you find those magical coffees like that, and the effort of Frank to produce that coffee in such an interesting way. And it's really inspiring. So he's a great guy to work with. I'm really happy to represent his coffees. I'll throw out a plug for all the fellow Canadian green coffee importers that if you're a roaster out there and you have a choice, if you're going to ask your local community to support you, you should buy local as well. So try and buy from a Canadian importer if you're based in Canada. Not because I'm a nationalist or anything. I think that's pretty divisive, but your local dollars, they do better when they're staying locally. So just keep that in mind. There's great importers, and not just us, but there's lots of other guys doing a great job.
Yeah.
Other folks in Canada. So try and support your local people where you can. And another plug for importers too. There's an important role to play as well, and I like to think of us as a safety net. So if customers have a problem, we're always there to back them up and change coffees or mix and match things, or just be an extra support in the industry. So sometimes the importers get a bad rap, but I think it's on us as importers to do a better job, be more transparent, pay better prices, be more open about what's happening at origin, give farmers more information about what's happening in the consuming countries, and just be better at our job. And I think that's will benefit everybody as well.
Yeah, thanks for the good insights on.
Thanks. Yeah, my pleasure. Happy to have a chat.
We're gonna continue this inside talk for a long-term project. So yeah, like we did our first session today, and maybe year after, or the year or after like big like coffee event, or after arrival season, yeah, we will invite you again, and we can have conversation about some fresh topics and what's happened for last buying trip.
And I think an important piece of the puzzle is obviously getting the farmers involved. So we can get them involved in some talks. That would be good, because the last thing I wanted people to think is that it's all my work. It's not at all. It's the farmers' work and it's their product. So they deserve more of the spotlight. I'm just happy to get the coffees to people and get them excited about it.
Yeah, if we could invite one of the producers we work with you, Paradigm Spark, and producer in one conversation, I think it would be like super interesting, because from end to end, everyone is in one space and have conversation. It will be like super.
That'd be great. So without the farmers and without the valuable clients like yourself, there's no business for us to exist. So it's a huge thanks to you and to all the farmers that we work with. But we'll definitely make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's everything. I'm excited for the next visit.
Congrats on Paradigm Spark. Can't wait to try your cafe.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That's everything, and we're gonna close now.